The next person I'd like to introduce is Liz Beyer, board member.
Yeah. I was going to say, tap, tap, tap. Can everybody see me? So I was to be introducing Nellie Nguyen, but Nellie, as you heard earlier, just tested positive for COVID. And so she's unable to join us literally at the last minute. Let me tell you a little about her. She's a second-year student at UCLA, double majoring in neuroscience and English. Holy cow. From an immigrant family, Nellie had to serve as her family's translator, especially helping a sister with a disability. The early involvement is partially what led Nellie to her interest in neuroscience. Although she greatly regrets missing tonight, we really miss her, but we're kind of glad with the COVID that she's not here. But because it just happened at the last minute, we don't have a video, so I have a part of what she had planned to say about Mr. Pham, whose awesome family I've been sitting with at dinner. So these are Nellie's words. My first experience with Mr. Pham was not through being a student in his class, but instead being a county science fair competitor. He was the advisor for a STEAM program at my high school called MERITS. MERITS stood for Math and Engineering Resources Integrated into Technology and Science. Unfortunately, she never memorized that acronym. However, what I do remember is the plethora of resources he would always provide for his students. The science fair projects I completed all 4 years of high school was an initiative spearheaded by Mr. Pham. Amongst other opportunities like business pitch competitions, research projects, speaker panels, and many more that would take me forever to list. If Mr. Pham knew about this speech, I know he would urge me to follow and focus on the program as a whole, or the faculty and administration members who support his efforts. Definitely his family, and especially his students. He always attributes the recognition and awards he receives to the efforts of his students. But I wish he would remember that he plays the critical role in the bridge that connects us to everything we, his students, were able to do. Amongst my peers and myself, many of our high school core memories reside in his classroom during school hours, raiding his backroom supply of snacks while working on our own projects. Sometimes he'd keep his room open until 8 or 9 p.m., providing support when maybe we procrastinated a little too much in our competitions. His classroom was like my second home during my high school years, and I still reflect back fondly on these memories. Mr. Pham truly has a thankless job. I hope this nomination serves a humble token of gratitude for everything he has done for myself, all his previous and his current students. And so, Mr. Pham. Yay. I think you get to make some comments first. You don't get this that easily.
Wait. Yeah, give me the book. I can only read it too. Where'd she go?
There, for Nellie.
All right. I'm not used to this giving a speech because, my students, we just lecture all day long and we do labs and stuff, so. I'm gonna tell you, I cheated up here. Nellie, I was accidentally told that Nellie was my nominator because one of my other students, when I was visiting at Yale, she's like, oh, congratulations. And she's like, and I was like, oh, so you nominated me? And she's like, no, Nellie did. So, and the thing is, I do talk to Nellie about once, 2-3 times a month. She actually comes back to the high school to give back by mentoring the students in my classroom too, through a program that I liaison with UCLA. It's called Project Hope, which I love their motto. It's give hope, make change, or make change, give hope. Yeah. So I cheated in that sense, but I also cheated in a couple other ways too. It's Nellie. I mean, I think I spoke to one of the board members here who has met Nellie before, right? And it's so easy. It's Nellie. I mean, I got to say that she's an amazing student who's done so many things. So it's kind of easy with a student like Nellie. Kind of like I just have to sit back and watch, and then she grows. So that's one thing. The other way I cheat is time. Apparently, I have a lot of time on my hand. So yeah, I can be there till 9 o'clock at night. But I'm not the only one that does that too. My colleague here, Mr. Nguyen here, he also stays here till 9 o'clock. Sometimes 10 o'clock at night, tutoring students. So that's another way I cheat too. I don't do anything on my own. It does take a village. I know we say that, but I do have a strong group of colleagues who support me in supporting the students. So somehow I get to be the face of this. But it's a group effort that we all work together to support all our students to get to where they're at. And it's also, besides collaborating, we also have a group that we can vent about the students. So we just get all off our chest, and then we can go back into the classroom and then just go on. I think another way I cheated is through my parents. As a young age, they instilled this, my parents came over here as immigrants, and they're not college educated, but they had one thing that they can teach me, which was the installation that they instilled within me. The education was the way to success, and I think they instilled not just me, but my entire family here. So we all have a. Again, they didn't know much about the system here, but that in America, the American dream is through education. So, all of us here have college degrees, and several of us have advanced college degrees here. So that's something that was instilled in me when I was young, and I would like to continue that and instill into the students themselves too, that regardless, because I do work in a community of immigrants, and I want to instill that, hey, your parents don't know much about the system, but education is the way, and it builds that strong foundation for whatever you want to do. What else how do I always cheat? I'm also fortunate enough to work in a school of my own community. I work in Westminster. If you might know, it's a Little Saigon area. So basically, I'm Vietnamese, and a lot of my students are Vietnamese. Actually, a lot of my students are also immigrants, so the other population is Hispanic, so they're immigrants. So it's kind of easy to work with them because, like one of our discussions at the teacher symposium was diversity and reflecting on, we connect with the students. So it actually makes it easier for me to connect with the students. And sometimes when the immigrant student starts saying stuff in Vietnamese, I can go, hey, I know what you're talking about. Get back to work. And again, I get to cheat in which I don't have to just teach them, but we immerse in this culture. I think one of the things about working at my school is we're not just academic. We're also very cultural. We do huge cultural celebrations. We just had Dias de los Muertos as a huge endeavor with the entire school, with the middle school. So that makes it easy for me to teach and connect with our students. So I know we say building rapport with students, and then of course we have Lunar New Year's and New Year's and all this other. And it makes it easier to connect. So I think, again, I cheated in that sense to make it easier connection. Probably the other one is the opportunity. I was fortunate enough to go to UCI, and from there I built a lot of connections there. And somehow fate put me at Westminster High School. My students, all they need is an opportunity. They come from immigrants, low socioeconomic, but you know what? If they just have the opportunity, they will take it and go far. And then once they do that, I just have to sit back and relax, kind of like the Ron Popeil commercial, if anyone knows that. It's the rotisserie commercial. Anyone? Oh, maybe. I'm dating myself. Set it and forget it type of thing. So, So, and that's what it is. You know, somebody said, oh, can you take this? And I said, sure. And then I just pass it on to one of my students, and they'll just take it and run. All they needed is somebody just to sign a teacher to sign the paperwork. I like this story because I like to brag about my students. Last week, I took my students to the National STEM Convention, and they were the only students to speak about it. And all I had to do was just take them there, and then they just go do their whole networking, meet all these people, so I just have to sit there. But again, it's the networking and the opportunity that allows them to grow. And then, again, you know, my kids, sometimes I just talk a lot. But I do want to mention that another way I cheat is that I feel like I am retired. One of my close friends, Rohan, shout out to Rohan, he always says that I'm in retirement because I love what I do. And if you love what you do, you're not working at all. So, you know, so it's kind of cheating. It's not like I'm really working. I'm just going to school. And then, again, as a science teacher, I have the other thing is there's a lot of joy in what I do. It's the aha moments when the students get that. It makes me very happy. We do STEM fairs. So I put a lot of work, but then when the kids do the STEM fairs, and I teach high school, but then I also get to work with the elementary schools, and they're running around having fun. It just kind of feeds you and just keeps you going at it. So, you know, again, that's how I feed myself mentally, because it can be draining as a teacher, too. And then the last thing is, you know, just got to keep it real, right? I do realize, you know, I try to work with all students, but sometimes it's life, right? And but when I do that, the students come back and say, you were right. Keeping it real is the way to go in life. So again, it's just cheat. I just give them life lessons, I guess. That's normal. That's just nothing super special. Just keep everything real. So I'd like to thank Nellie, my family, my colleagues, my entire school. That's why I'm wearing my school, my faculty, because they are here. They are the part of my support system. So I just want to say that, yeah, I might be the honoree, but I think it goes to my entire school for building all the students like Nellie and all the other students that are successful at Westminster High School. So thank you very much.